First of all, the Teddy Bridgewater thing. Can you explain the report? Like, how solid is it in your opinion? Let's just start right there.
It doesn't say like anything like I've heard from the Niners or I've heard from the Panthers. It just says, as first reported by Cilio, the understanding is that it's a league-wide rumor that the 49ers inquired about Teddy Bridgewater, and there's not much else beyond that.
The way I interpret that is, I'm guessing, Bridgewater's agent said that the Niners inquired about Bridgewater. So it's probably not coming from the Niners. It's probably not coming from Carolina. And do agents tell the truth all the time? No, absolutely not. Does he have a reason? Who knows? So it could be true. It could not be.
Because
that's probably
the thing, right? Because the thing is, what if Carolina inquired about Jimmy Garoppolo, and then they had a conversation about Jimmy Garoppolo versus Teddy Bridgewater? Just inquiring or had a conversation about is so vague. And so I don't think there's a lot you can take from it. But I think the topic here is, should they have interest in Teddy Bridgewater? So let's get to that.
What do you think?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, this is a lateral move to me. They talked about upgrading. I know a lot of people think Jimmy Garoppolo is a lot better than Teddy Bridgewater. In my opinion, they're really very similar. I don't think he's a lot better. And before the wins and losses crowd jumps on me, when Teddy Bridgewater played for the New Orleans Saints in 2019 with an excellent defense, excellent run game, excellent offensive coach, what was his record, Grant?
5-0, Vish.
5-0. So the wins and losses crowd don't jump on me. This is a lateral move at quarterback. Yes. Teddy Bridgewater won when his situation was near perfect. Jimmy Garoppolo won 13 games when his situation was pretty close to perfect. My thing is that, what is Teddy going to bring that Jimmy hasn't brought? You know, maybe like Teddy's smart. He's a smart, competent short thrower, but Teddy's arm is even weaker than Jimmy's. And Jimmy has a special quick release that Teddy doesn't have. So maybe Teddy's a bit more mobile. I think it's a very lateral move. Let's say that this is very authentic. This is very real. And the 49ers were interested in Teddy Bridgewater. To me, it means one of two things. One, it means that more than Jimmy Garoppolo's play, what's really bothering them is the health. And they feel that they can get a similar player that's more healthy and try and run it back from that standpoint. And Teddy's obviously marginally cheaper. But I don't think that's what this is.
But Teddy has his own injury history. And he just made it through one season last year, but he still missed a game.
Right. And I would say the biggest place that argument doesn't hold any ground is that it's one of the possibilities that I've run through my head, but I don't even think that holds a lot of weight, just because of the fact that why wouldn't you want that continuity? Like, that continuity with Jimmy Garoppolo should count for paying just a little bit more for a similar player. Than why move so much, or why make this drastic move at quarterback to get Teddy Bridgewater? I don't get it. And I don't think they should have interest in him.
Yeah, I guess, like, let me play it out. What would happen would be the Niners draft a quarterback in late April, right? In round 1 or round 2, and it becomes clear that guy's the future. And now Jimmy is reduced to bridge quarterback status. Everyone knows it. And the Niners have the decision, do we want Jimmy at $27 million to be a bridge quarterback for 8 games or a season? Or do we want to trade a pick or a player like Mike McGlinchey or someone like that to Carolina for Teddy Bridgewater and save $8 million?
See, first, I think that's crazy even. Why consider if Teddy's a bridge, why give up anything? There are bridge quarterbacks available on this market.
Fair enough. I think what it would be it would have to be a June 1 trade, because the Panthers would save $5 million that way, and the Niners would save $1.4 million waiting to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo then. So if they did wait till June 1, it's possible that the big 4 of the free agent veterans, Alex Smith, Andy Dalton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Cam Newton, are gone by then. That's the thing.
So what you're saying is that you're waiting on this situation where the 49ers, what happens is that they go into the draft with Jimmy Garoppolo, and then they realize, oh, crap, in the draft, we can get one of these guys that we really like. They go get that guy that they really like. And now,
well, I'm saying I don't think they want to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo before they get their quarterback, because you never know how the draft's going to break. And you don't want to like totally telegraph your intentions anyway. So you hold on to Jimmy Garoppolo until you get the replacement. That's the way I think it could go.
Yeah, so I don't really love that either way, because even if I look at it, I told you before, unless you have a bridge quarterback that you're confident you can go to the playoffs with or you can win with, I don't understand the point of a bridge quarterback. Like, Kansas City had a bridge quarterback because they had Super Bowl aspirations with Alex Smith at quarterback. Now, you could say that the Super Bowl aspirations with Alex were maybe 5% or 10%, but I'm sure they really thought they had a chance that year. They'd gone to the playoffs the past years. They'd been winning the AFC West. They'd been a very good team. So I don't look at bringing Teddy Bridgewater into the NFC West in this division with this team and say the Niners can go to the playoffs. So I don't like the idea of the bridge quarterback. I'm very much against this whole notion of bringing in Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, what if the draft pick is Trey Lance at 12? Would you just say start him from week 1?
So
that could be the guy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be like ecstatic about that draft pick from what I've watched so far, but I still would say just start him day one, only because I think that, look, if we're talking Teddy Bridgewater or Jimmy Garoppolo, the one thing Trey Lance from a throwing perspective, though he's got a strong arm, does is he's a good short thrower. He's very good between 0 to 5 yards, very accurate, good efficient footwork, quick release. He gets it out there quickly. The one thing he's not very good at this moment, from what I've seen, is he's not a good down the field thrower. He's not accurate intermediate, and he's not accurate down the field. And I think that's what you're waiting on improving. And I don't see the point, because Teddy Bridgewater and Jimmy Garoppolo offer little to nothing between 5 to 15 yards and 15 plus yards. So you're not losing anything there. And Trey Lance is a much better athlete and runner. And so I would, to me, they wouldn't be the ideal bridge quarterback, because what are they offering more than Trey Lance?
Yeah, I mean, they're both guys who've had really catastrophic knee injuries. And the thing with Jimmy, real quick before we move on, I was just looking, I think you can really see what the ACL injury did to him. Before he hurt his ACL, he averaged about 8 yards per attempt in air yards down the field, which is up there with Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins. It's very aggressive. Now it's like barely over 6, and it's been that way the last 2 seasons. And I don't know. I mean, we see it. He doesn't throw the ball downfield very well anymore.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that made Jimmy special, and one of the reasons people who are high on Jimmy, is not just the 5-0 and the decision making. I think most people will tell you that it wasn't great even when he went 5-0. It was here and there. The first start of 2018, we all know, was rough. The Minnesota game, I mean, he threw the pick 6 when Bourne ran the wrong route in the Lions game, but that was a rough game. From there, he had really light feet. He moved well in the pocket, and he had a very quick release, and he always threw spirals. Now he
pushed the ball not like 20 yards down the field, but consistently more than 10. And if you look at that 5-game stretch in 2017, he averaged like 9. His average depth of target in 2017 was 9 yards down the field. That's much more aggressive than what he's been the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, he threw the ball into tight windows in the middle of the field. He really did. Yes, to Marquise Goodwin, to Garrett Selleck, to George Kittle, to a variety of different people, to Trent Taylor. And he made a lot of plays off schedule. I mean, he didn't offer a lot of this the last 2 years. So I don't know what his deal is. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum, how this ACL injury is just weird, wearing the brace, not wearing the brace, all of that. Clearly, there's part of it that's still in his head, because if you go watch him in 2019, forget all the play stuff. Anytime he takes a hit near that knee, he becomes jumpy, gimpy, and he starts becoming more erratic than he already is, and it's nuts. So I think there's something that it's still playing at in his head. I don't know if it's still there. It's a little crazy to me, because it's been 2 years. He's got to be able to get over it at this point. It's part of what his job is. So,
Deshaun Watson had a similar thing. He's gotten over it. Maybe
right.
But every athlete is different.